Hello, everybody. My name is Amul Patel. You're watching Smoking Hot Coffee, where we talk to startup founders about design, marketing, and monetization. I'm joined with,
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Pelton and I'm down here in San Diego.
and so today we got another great interview with Dawes.
Yeah.
So tell me, Jeff, what exactly does Dawes do?
Yeah, Dawes is a crowdsourced community of online marketing experts available to you as a web service. So you can set up your next marketing campaign through doz.com, and their platform will organize your project into tasks that are performed by professionals from around the world.
Okay, so one of the things that Anji mentioned several times was that he was trying to disrupt the traditional ad agency model. And so in that regard, he's built a sort of a marketplace where the best SEO guys, the best content writers, people that help build links, build social media, buzz around your brand or about your startup or whatever it is that you're doing, you can go ahead and bring these guys on board, and they basically will do small tasks out of a larger sort of execution, a larger sort of strategy for your company.
Yeah, exactly. And they have peer review and mechanisms to really make sure that they curate the best content and have a huge international pool of talent that they're pulling from so that you can really get someone who knows your product and audience. So we were talking about one of their example clients is Kaspersky. And so they have people that actually know antivirus and are skilled in that industry and also in the location and region that needs to be targeted. So it's really valuable that they have such a wide pool, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it certainly sounds like they've got deep penetration abroad, internationally speaking. Of course, I'm speaking the U.S.-centric from my point of view. So he mentioned Germany a couple of times. The other European nations, they have some people there, and he's also tying in to the API of like an ODesk, so he can bring on some more. The term he likes to use is pro sourcing, where it's one level above crowdsourcing, where it's sort of like a curated platform and
Professionals.
Professionals with the
Right.
peer-to-peer. You also have another layer of sort of validity in terms of like who is actually doing the work. Are they doing a great job? One of the great lessons that I learned out of that interview was, whenever you have a marketplace or a startup, you always have that chicken egg problem. How do you get enough providers? How do you get enough customers? How do you build that marketplace? And so Jeff, I was excited to hear about his technique about using contests, right, Jeff?
Oh yeah, that was an awesome way to kick off their create the marketplace, like you're saying, and for startups, right? Like how do we get the attention early on, and they really spend a lot of effort and time focusing, getting a lot of people to help them promote that event. But creating a contest, like you said, I mean that rings all of my bells. The challenge, right? People love a challenge, and it was a great way to get people out and to learn about their product. I really love that, so one thing also about their business is that he also says they're profitable and that they had a customer before they even started the company officially. And so it's really great to hear that always a business model and revenue is always rare among startups.
Yeah, and so one of the things that I also liked is crowdsourcing and contests go hand in hand. It's a way to get the crowd excited. In fact, because there's this challenge, there's this great goal, and these other small teams, individuals compete with each other, and that's what he did in the SEO world, specifically I think White Hat, Gray Hat SEO, where he found the best SEO professionals around the world using these contests, and you're able to now work with these guys within his sort of marketplace. And then when Jeff, you add this layer of peer review, I just think that's a fantastic way.
Yeah, crowdsourcing, it's just a valuable feature of crowdsourcing. I think he also talks a little bit about gamification and some of the mechanics that they have there in the tool, and he shows us behind the scenes what it looks like. And I think it's really great. This is probably just one of the first areas we're going to see crowdsourcing. But I think as we get 10, 20 years down the road, it's going to be like, oh, everything is crowdsourced. It's really neat to see what they're doing out here, kind of leading the way so early on.
I'm a big believer of this sort of new age of work where small teams come together and it's a more fluid thing.
Plugging into the ODesk API is as cool as it gets.
Yeah, and ODesk is one of the leaders of this whole sort of fluid workforce, the new economy, so to speak, and so Angie's of course working on on the marketing, on the ad agency space. That's a very large vertical, and so with that, Jeff, if you don't have nothing to add, I'd like
No,
to.
I just want to remind everyone to take a look at their AngelList page while you're listening, if you're in front of your computer, and follow them because they're definitely a hot company, up and coming, and they've got some jobs that you might want to check out.
Absolutely, yeah. He's definitely looking for some people, and definitely check that out. And with that, let's go to our interview. All right. Thanks again, Angie, for being on the show. How you doing today?
I'm really good. Thank you guys for having me.
Okay, well, really briefly, we met at AdTech, and you showed us some pretty cool, your startup, your product, which leverages the Facebook ad platform and kind of does some crowdsourcing. Tell us a little bit from your words, what problem were you solving, and what is your product about?
So, so we launched recently doz.com. It's mainly the first agency for marketing totally in the cloud, 100% crowdsourced. Okay. We believe that today digital agency cannot face marketing campaign wherever in the world, and they cannot increase their volume as much as they can. So we have built this network of marketing experts that can provide marketing campaigns whenever and everywhere in the world.
So you're saying it scales on demand, basically?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thanks to the crowdsourcing principles.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a crowdsource marketing set of experts, online marketing, right? Not offline, mostly online, correct?
Exactly. Only online, yeah.
And how big can this virtual team of mine go? I mean, what are the normal team sizes you're seeing?
So today we have 3,500 marketing experts qualified, curated by our algorithms. So it's not a marketplace. This is really important. We have algorithms that decide who will be the expert working on which campaign depending on their location, their background, and their expertise in a specific industry. So that's really important.
So
based on that, sorry?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Give us some examples of we had this client. They went and put a search out on your product. Like, give us for examples. For instance.
So one example that I like to give is the example of Kaspersky, the antivirus firm.
Mm-hmm. They're big. That's a big company.
They have like over 300 million users, and so we work for them in several countries in Europe. So what is important here when you are doing marketing for such a firm, you need to have people that know about the industry, which is antivirus. You cannot do marketing if you don't understand what is an antivirus. Right. So that's one thing. Then you need to know the market. So you cannot do marketing in France as you do it in Spain, or as you do it in Germany, or as you do it in the US. So anytime you are targeting a new market, you need someone with the expertise of the industry, which was antivirus, plus knowledge in the location. So we work for Kaspersky in over four countries, mainly in Europe. But it's just to explain. So we were able to find those experts having the dual skills, both about the antivirus industry plus the market knowledge. And of course, the marketing skills are something that is required.
Okay. So what are the deliverables? Like, what do these guys deliver? Sorry, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be several. It depends. So we have two business models. We have one that is for small and medium businesses, which is mainly we provide unique visitors, qualified unique visitors.
Qualified unique visitors. Okay, so you're saying we will deliver you some customers, possible customers.
Exactly. So for small and medium businesses, mainly e-commerce, what they look at is the traffic and how this traffic converts. So this is one thing. For brands and for corporates like Kaspersky, that will be different things. It's more on demand. It will be content. It will be hours spent on social media to manage it. It will be blog posts. It can be page optimization. It can be several different things. One thing that I didn't say is that our community is focused on organic marketing. What we call organic is everything that is not ads. everything that you're not paying, ad network, sponsored links on the right of Google, etc. So only organic traffic.
Interesting. So give us an example of what organic traffic technique is working right now.
So yeah, there is three main things. The first thing is SEO, search engine optimization, and search traffic. So the aim here is to rank the website and the universe of the website. It can be its blog, it can be its videos, it can be its images. The best rank on Google for specified and really targeted queries. Okay. The other one is social media. So social media. Any social media that is relevant for a brand. So it can be Facebook, but for some other brand it will be LinkedIn, and for some others it will be Pinterest. And if you go in other countries, Facebook is really small in Russia, or it's really small even not used in China. So whenever you go in a new market, you need to adapt in a new social media. And the third thing is blogs. Specialized blogs. So when we talk about blog, it's mainly people that are passionate about one topic, and that they can feature some of brands, some of products, some of services that they will like, and they will talk about. So those three things.
Okay, wow, that's a lot. So you're saying, you guys have a marketplace of these international sort of experts in their different countries that will be able to leverage social media, specific networks. Let's say Latvia, there's a specific social network for Latvia, let's say. That's obviously a lot bigger than Facebook.
Exactly. So we for each campaign of client, our system is curating, qualifying the best experts that are available to work on a specific campaign. And then we have a system that is built on a task-by-task approach. It means that every expert will be doing one task, and there will be a peer review process for each task. So
this is
one
fantastic.
Expert one expert can work, and at some of the point he will be reviewing a task of another one. So it's the same process as an agency, but it's all in the cloud and all automated by workflow.
So this reminds me a little bit of a combination of like an ODesk or Get a Freelancer, but more curated and more specific to marketing.
Exactly. So the word we are using right now, we call it pro-sourcing, Pro-sourcing. Because it's just a next level of crowdsourcing. We apply filters, we apply algorithms that make sure that the people that are working on the campaign are the best one for this specific
This is very cool.
Tell me about the pool of talent, these experts, these professionals. How big is the pool, and how do you get them into the marketplace?
So right now 3,500 who can work an average of 10 hours a week, which is already enough to cover a lot of marketing campaigns. We hired kind of them in the platform by doing contests, like SEO contest, social media contest. One of the other forms.
That's a great
example, real quick. Hold on.
Don't skip over this. This is important.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah.
How do you come up with the contest?
Talent is huge. How do you do that, right?
So basically they will be competing to rank one keyword that we will be inventing, a keyword that doesn't exist on Google.
This is brilliant.
What was the word you invented? It's now in the dictionary or now in the Google.
Pro-sourcing.
No, this is already big. No, we one of the one that I have in mind was Tricapalanet. So it's nothing. I can write it if you want. So it's just like a word come from nowhere, and there was tons of different pages created, and we saw our algorithm make sure that the best practices are respected. So we selected the best one from this contest.
Wait, hold on. So you made up a word, and you wanna test all these SEOs out there in the world, see who can rank number one for this specific phrase. Is that correct?
Exactly.
While following the guidelines.
Really,
following the guidelines. So are we talking all white hat, or a little bit of gray hat, a little bit of black hat? Like what?
Yeah. Actually, SEO is always gray hat. So we make sure that there is no spammy thing. There is no duplicate content.
Well, can I ask real quick, how many of the submissions were like that? Were outside the guidelines doing spam bots and extreme forms of black hat type stuff? Yeah, how many people were doing black hat stuff you had to throw out?
What was funny is that there are some people that say, yeah, I don't want to be in the contest, but I want to compete with my own techniques.
Okay.
So they say at the beginning that they won't respect the guidelines, but they won't be in the community neither. But it's interesting to see what are the techniques that work and what are the ones that don't work.
Right. Yeah, we love the creative process there. It's cool.
Wait, so what do you? How were you checking, Anji? Were you looking at the backlink profiles, making sure that they're all coming from high PR domains? I mean,
yeah, there are tools for that. There are tools that can check that the website is not blacklisted by Google, for example, or that the content has not been spammed or duplicated, and etc. etc. So it's whenever the tools cannot see in it, we think that it's okay. Then when they join the community to be working on campaigns, they don't have one full project, so they are working on tasks. So the clients are sure that the confidentiality and the security of their campaign are respected, because whenever you have one task and 1 month after you have another task, you cannot play with the whole thing. So it's the way we make sure is by applying these algorithms and this peer review process, we make sure inside the campaign that they cannot do any spammy stuff.
I'm sorry, Anji. I was going to say. Good.
Yeah, just one other thing on how we get more experts joining is a campaign that we did for a non-profit organization, just like what we did for UNICEF. Basically, it's that we go to UNICEF and say, okay, we want to increase your traffic, your audience, and maybe bring you some donations. And so UNICEF don't pay us, we don't pay any of the experts, and everybody is running marketing campaign for free. And just the same way, we watch what are the best practices and who are the guys that are providing the best traffic, not only the best traffic in terms of quantity, but also of
conversions, people that are donating.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Wow, that is great. I have to tell you, Anji, so you've got like almost like a little battleground where all these SEO guys are competing with each other, and the best ones float to the top. This is great, man. I love this. This is awesome.
So are
can
guys
you
leaving
show
their
us
day
a little bit
jobs,
of the back end?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Is there any way you can show us some of the software, the back end, how these tasks are separated? What does the dashboard look like?
Yeah, I can show you the really fast the back end for an expert, how we receive tasks and how it shows on his dashboard. So that will be mine. So it's not like the perfect example.
Okay, no problem. I appreciate it. I know we're putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, no,
I have to say, this is a great idea. How many people are part of the company now?
So we are a team of 7, sorry. And yeah, so still like we are mixed between the France and the US. Just opened our office in San Francisco 6 months ago, so it's pretty recent.
Okay.
But yeah. Here I have the dashboard that I can share with you. So I will say.
And so, like you said, a typical professional on your site is going to spend maybe 10 hours a week doing logging in and doing this work.
Yeah. So this is in theory. This is the limit. Today we are limiting people to 10 hours a week. So it's not. The 3,500 are not spending 10 hours a week, of course, because we will be already the biggest marketing agency in the world. So we are taking time, but yeah, whenever we have demand, we can fulfill it with our experts.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, this is really great. I love this idea. I love the fact that you guys are creating this competition. People are competing. The best guys win, and then you've got your best SEO people at your disposal. I think it's really great.
So let me know if you
big pool too. I really understand what you're saying with having an international.
Here we go. Yeah. We do see your screen, and now we see your dashboard. Awesome.
Yeah. So this is basically the dashboard for an expert. So he will be receiving push tasks, just like this one: content blog post, 300 words, I can click on it and see how much he will be paid for doing a blog post for this website. So this is our website, those.com.
Okay.
You can deny it if you don't like you don't like the work. You can accept it, or you can forward it to other people that are working on the platform and that he has in contact on LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn is part of we are using LinkedIn API to make sure that people know each other, that they can work with each other. So LinkedIn is part of the background check, etc.
Social proof.
Very cool. Very cool. I love that.
Here we have like the dashboard. One of the important features is the work status. So you can say you are on or you are off. And if you are off, you don't receive tasks.
Right.
Here I have my calendar, so I can manage my incoming tasks. Quite basic. So here I have my task, and so whenever I submit a report. So when I'm done with the task, I will be sending it. And so whenever it's sent, it goes to peer review to another guy, just as I said. So here I don't have anything to review.
I like that.
But
I was going to ask you, like, who's checking up on this? But you're saying the peers review each other?
Yeah, tell us more about that. How did you decide you needed to implement that, or did you build that into the first version, or did you
so basically we saw that we needed to have a peer review process to make it more scalable, because we don't want to have the clients spending all their time checking if the words are good, if the quality of the work is good enough, etc. Usually the work is good enough and it won't need peer review, but adding a peer review is adding a new layer of quality and making sure that there is nothing going live or being broadcasted if it's not good enough.
How are you choosing the peer reviews? Are these his buddies that are on LinkedIn, or how's that? How are you guys finding
No, here it's really blind. So it's the most similar people that just done the task. So if you are doing the task and you have someone that have 90% of similarity with your profile, he will be reviewing the task, because we believe that to make a task, so we have first a similarity algorithm that makes sure that the one that will be doing the task is the best one available. And the peer review is made by someone that was not available to do the task, but he was available to do the peer review. So it all depends. It can be switched. It can be the one that do the work will be doing the peer review next time. So
this is really great. How many times have you noticed that the peer says, this work is not that great, and sends it back to the guy? Does that happen often, or?
Yeah, I think one time out of 10. It's really small. I think also because as expert knows that it will be peer reviewed, they are doing their best. Because there is a point system in here. So we are like a game mechanics. So if you are getting approved the first time, you're getting more points, and points can be transferred into money, or they can be transferred. So we didn't implement that, but in a near future, you can use your point to buy tools, to buy widgets and this kind of stuff. So these game mechanics, they know that they have an interest to have their task approved the first time. So they're trying to do it good.
Definitely, I think that's a great way to approach it, to get them to think about it more the first cut.
Yeah. So this is basically what it look like. Here I have my LinkedIn profile imported, and so I can check all kind of things that I took from LinkedIn. I have my expertise where I write about me and about my expertise.
So is this how you find experts in antivirus, for instance? Is via your interests? It's
part of it. Yeah, it's the part of. So they are linking their LinkedIn profile. Some of them are adding their Facebook account, Twitter account, Pinterest, Quora, etc. So Cloud is also a good resource, even if we want to have more data than that.
Right.
If a blogger had his own blogs, we will check what is a blog about, how often he's blogging. This kind of thing, and all the data all together make sure that the people that are working on the task are not only good in marketing, but they are also interested in the topic they will be talking about.
Yeah. Right, that makes sense. Can you show us the new tasks? I just want to see what kind of tasks you have. What's the list of tasks?
So yeah, here you won't have the full list of tasks because we have over 80 different tasks, and it's growing. So we like here, for example, it's account page management on Facebook. I don't know why it's not loading. That's good. Here it's a blog post of 300 words. So you have the brief, and if you accept it, you will get more details about the task. So here, basically, you get how much you get paid for this task. For writing that, how much points you get, what are the specific like organic SEO type tasks? That's what I'm actually specifically interested in. Oh, so there will be different things. It can be like it's from as an agency, we have campaigns that length at least 3 months and can go up to 12 months. So we have strategic tasks at the beginning, like keyword strategy. Website structure optimization, content optimization, linking. Maybe we will find negative links that has to be removed. So the client will be provided with a report with the link that are bad and that should be removed. All these kind of things. So it's all the tasks that you can imagine that an agency can do. Gotcha. So everything from auditing, from an SEO audit standpoint, to coming up with all the keywords, to doing the linking, to it sounds pretty comprehensive. Yeah, it sounds very comprehensive. So we've tried to interview a lot of agencies. We are also working with agencies. Agencies are one of our best clients in terms of revenues.
Okay, so you're saying you're basically like an outsourcing arm.
Also, agencies are using us as an on-demand platform to get qualified resources, and also agencies don't like that much to do the work. They really like to do the strategic part of it. Right. The part of
and then just let these guys do all the dirty work, all the dirty
SEO perfectly. So who are your clients that you're going after? Is it agencies like those? And we like to put ourselves in the startup shoes. Is there a way for small guys to start using you out of the
sure. So we have three. We have two business models, but three segments. I will say the one that is based on performance is is made for e-commerce websites, startups, and any services that are looking at more traffic.
Everybody's looking for more traffic. Everybody.
Yeah, it's true.
So what's the minimum? So what's the minimum spend, Angie? Do I need a couple of thousand, a couple of hundred? Like, what's the bare minimum do I need to get in to work with you guys?
I think so for the performance-based websites, the website is on the pricing is based on the competition and the competitive environment of the website, its industry, its history, etc. So it's not a fixed price for every website.
Right.
You will get a different pricing depending on who you are, how long you have been out on the internet, etc. So here we can basically make a test on our front. If I can show you again.
Sure.
I don't know if you have any idea of a website.
I'm going to give you an example, Angie. So we had a really great guy on a couple weeks ago. He has a small startup in Santa Monica, and he's just like a one guy trying to make it. He's just hustling, trying to make it, and he's got a great product. So a small guy like him, he's trying to do basically radio broadcasting, but sports broadcasting, but being able to let anybody comment on any sports broadcast.
Okay. So what is the name?
His name was Ryan, and the
Ryan
startup was
Rainer,
called...
and the startup was letmehearyou.com. And so they do basically commentating for anyone who wants to sit on their couch and be like a commentator and basically producing a podcast over their favorite sporting events.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
letmehearyou.com.
And so I tend to really focus on smaller startups, smaller teams that are bootstrapped or that are barely, just got a little bit of money, a little bit of runway, and they're trying to find the best way to get some traffic validate the
so
model.
Here's just an idea, Anji. I mean, for instance, one thing we always are trying to put ourselves in the startup shoes and the little guy, and one thing Amul always mentions to me that I just am piecing together is templates. Like, it might be nice, if you take like your top 10 use cases or tasks that are created. Is it for link creation, or is it, the types of things that the agencies they live and breathe and speak that every day, but for a startup who's just jumping into SEO, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult for them to even know what they are, to take that first step. And so it would be a neat thing to have like templates, wouldn't you think, Amul, for the task creation?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get people kicked off in the right direction, give them ideas, and sort of a boilerplate.
Yeah, sure. One of the things that we have in mind is for startups is integration to CMS, to WordPress and to Magento, to Drupal, etc. All this technology that startups are using to build a website really fast, so they can say, okay, I have 1,000 to spend per month, and I know that with those, this will be converted into 1,000 or maybe more, 2,000 visitors to my websites.
Okay.
But yeah, basically the integration. So it's really hard to make templates or to make things that are
fixed prices.
Fixed prices because every website is different, and some website won't be even eligible to our kind of campaigns because it's like in the street. Why some people are not going into some of the shops? Because they are not interesting everyone. So the websites are just like this. They might be really niche, or they might be too B2B focused, or so depending on that. So when we do the analysis, when the analysis is made on our front, we make sure that if we accept the campaign, we will be able to provide this website with this number of
real value. No, I understand.
Exactly.
I understand. So you're saying at bare minimums, you're looking at about 1,000 a month spend, at least. You're saying.
Yeah. So
at
here, I can share my screen. So I just made the simulation for letmehear.com.
Because honestly, Anji, at the end of the day, if that $1,000 spend gets me $2,000, or at least I break even on the 1,000, it doesn't matter. Because the ROI is there. As long as the ROI is there, then hey, let's do it.
Yeah. So basically here I have letmehear.com. So I have the possibility to select the traffic sources because maybe those guys are managing by themselves the social media and their blogs. So they would like to have only search engines.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say.
And here, so you can play with the number of visitors you want, and the price gets calculated.
Okay.
So that's a price per visitor, basically.
Okay.
And the more you engage with us, the less you will pay.
Interesting.
So the startups usually want to try, so they will be saying, I want 3 months, or I want 6 months, etc. One of the things is that you cannot engage for a search engine campaign if you are less than 6 months, because search engine take time to rank, etc.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
like other things like blogs and search engines, that we can do. So here, for example, for 12-month campaign, 10,000 visitors per month, letmehear.com will be paying 17 cents a visitor, 18 cents a visitor. And so we make sure that those visitors are qualified, and everything that is provided to their website is crossed with Google Analytics, so they can check back on Google Analytics that the traffic we are saying is provided by those is really provided by those and not by other sources.
Gotcha. So these aren't just bots; these are really human beings. And do you give them an idea what kind of conversions that they may get, or?
Not yet. So that's a really good question. So for now, we are not talking about conversion, because first, doing organic traffic by adding performance to it is no agencies are doing that. So
that's tough. That's tough.
It's already. But in the near future, maybe next year, hopefully, if we have the team and we have the technology, we will be providing a CPA model. So the people will pay.
Oh, I love that.
Whenever there is an acquisition or there is a transformation on their website.
Oh, I love that. A little bit of cost per action. Oh, I love that.
CPA is our favorite.
I love CPA. I love it. I love it.
Everybody does. So that's why we are trying to build that. We have this in a corner of our brain, and but it's really hard because it's about organic. We need to get a lot of cookies. We need to get a lot of stats before launching that product. And as you know, the action is different from someone that would like to have newsletter subscription or someone to have a new order on their website.
Gotcha. Fills out a new form or whatever. Okay, so Anji, let's talk a little about you, your story, your company. Like honestly, you're showing us the back end, you're showing us the vision, all these people already in your marketplace. I have to tell you, man, I am impressed. You look so young. What are you, like 19 years old?
I would love to. I would love to be 15.
I mean, you're so young and you've already done so much. How did this all happen? Like, give us your history.
Yeah, so basically I met with my co-founder, Fauzi, 4 years ago when we were in a master's degree. And he's the engineer, the geek of the team. So I have to say that I will never have started a business without a technical co-founder.
You need that technical
because I have a business background, marketing background, and I think to launch any web or tech startup, you really need to have someone that is really, maybe won't understand, or he or she won't understand anything about marketing or business, but you really need to have someone really strong technically to produce whatever you have in mind. So that was how it started, and we were discussing, and he has this idea of creating a crowdsourcing marketplace for marketing. And we discussed, but we look at other marketplaces, and it was obvious that a marketplace cannot be used for marketing purpose. Marketplaces are good for whenever you have to do a back-end job like development, like any kind of outsourcing job with really low, not expertise, but really low, I will say, confidentiality, etc. But marketing is you're playing with brand images. So we then try to think of how we can make sure that if we do a crowdsourcing model, we have all these steps that are really well. And this is how we started 4 years ago with an idea. Then we went to an incubator in France. And we started growing and have our first clients 3 years ago. And now we are running this company.
So tell us, you were in the incubator, you had an idea. Big brands aren't going to go to ODesk to help people to help them with their marketing. They want people to be more professional. We create a more professional platform. How did you get your first customers? Did the incubator had some connections? Did you go out to ad agencies and get them on the phone? How did you do that? What was the first?
I think it was mainly network and friends of friends. Basically, it started like that. So we started by doing ourselves a task that we wanted to have freelancer doing that. So like for 3 months, we were running like an agency we were our own freelancer.
You were your own clients, you're saying.
Exactly. So we started like this, and then we started assigning tasks to other freelancers that we found. And this is how we can easily say, okay, you have a website, do you need to open it in Germany? We have someone in Germany that can do that for you. And instead of working with mails and with not scalable Excel sheet, we just started building the platform, which was at first on CapSEO. CapSEO is the name of the company, and now Dose is a product we are using in the US.
Okay, so you're saying in the beginning you were just using Excel, you didn't really have a whole product built out or any of that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. We had to figure out, because one of the things I think, and for any startup I think it's really important to have in mind, is that you cannot build a product before doing by yourself what you are trying to solve.
Right.
So we had for 3 months or maybe even 5 months, we had to work just like agencies are working today. So with no organization, no tools, really messy exchange. Right. And we had to do that because we had to know what was the problem we wanted to solve.
Right.
So you guys were solving your own problem essentially, and so
that
means you knew it really well, and
Exactly. So we starting interviewing agencies first by saying, yeah, we are students, we are doing a study about agencies.
We're students, we're doing a study. Yeah.
And then
like
we
that.
started. Yeah, and then we are starting asking them for proposal, because my co-founder has had a website that was really well ranked on SEO, and so it was one of our way to go into agency and say, oh, look, we have a 1 million unique on this website, and we would like to increase the traffic. So they were looking at us as a company. Okay. And so they were providing a lot of proposal, a lot of insights.
I like that. So then you're getting their proposal process.
Exactly.
Very nice.
So we're having a lot of meetings. I mean, I don't know if it's fair or not, but yeah, I think it's business.
I don't care about fair. No.
This is the
You're
stuff
a small startup. You know,
yeah.
Jeff and I
both know. This is the
both
stuff that we love to hear.
10.
You gotta be scrappy. You gotta find ways
hustle.
to get them to teach. You know, like I can't put my finger on it, but most of my jobs, I've been fortunate enough to get them to give me an free education or pay me for an education. Yeah. Like it's just. I think the way that you're supposed to do it, and I think the trick you're saying, like even saying that, you know, using the student angle, just kind of put everyone's shields down. You know, they, don't want to. They want to, open armed and say, oh, okay, what are you guys doing? People tend to be more accepting or.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a perfect way to get into intelligence. Mm-hmm. And listen, 8 out of 10 internet startups fail, Anji. I don't want you guys to fail. We want you guys to kick ass.
Thank
you. You gotta hustle out there, man. So yeah, using the student tactic, getting the information, getting the sort of their processes, how they negotiate, how they talk to their clients. So then you start learning about how they work, and then
it's the most important thing. When entering an industry, it's important to know how it works and how people pay for services.
Yeah.
We had this vision that we won't start the company without having our first client, and actually we started the company with the money of our first client.
Wow.
Okay, very cool.
And
so you didn't have any investors. Are you all bootstrapped?
No.
Is this all?
So we are, I will say, almost all grown organically. We just raised 100K from angels.
Okay. Wow, congratulations on that. That's great.
Yeah. Thank you. And yeah, we are looking at now raising our first Series A to accelerate our growth, because basically we are profitable. We have enough money to pay our employees. We have enough money to grow the business. But if we want to take it at the next level, we need more marketing efforts, and that's.
I have to tell you, Anji, that there is so much money in virtual work. And in these marketplaces, the ODesk of the world, I just think there's so much money there, man. So if you guys can create a premium version for a specific niche, there's tons of money to be made, tons. Especially these big brands. A lot of these big brands have so much money to burn. They just have so much money to burn. If you can get some of these guys, wow.
Yeah, so we really want to take the money of the brand, but like in a way that it's valuable for them, so they will repeat. And especially since our focus in the US with those is to help brands and websites to go international. What we see is that the company will start with one country, and if they are satisfied, they will open a new country with us. So right now we are covering 20 countries, and we are looking at opening new countries. So like that, brands can duplicate the campaigns and of course duplicate the budget with us everywhere we are providing services.
Very
Great.
cool.
Where do you see yourselves growing? More countries? What else are you going to do with the Series A? You just want to grow the marketing, or are there going to be other products or features?
Yeah, it's so we have some. So when I am asked this question, it's basically we have a vision that is doing marketing by doing a great product. So our aim is to build more features that are marketing friendly, just like referral programs. So we have this 35,000, 3,500 freelancers who are marketers and who are expert in marketing. And so if we can easily make them become our ambassadors, so they have a referral program. Whenever they refer a client, they get $50. This kind of thing. It's not easy to build, but this is kind of thing that we can have tomorrow. We can have 3,500
new sales guys. These are all sales guys bringing you leads. Yeah.
So this is both marketing. This is both product. So the Series A will be mainly focused on raising, increasing the number of clients. We would like to cover over 1,000 campaigns per year. That will be our first big step.
Okay,
so Anji, I'm really curious. A lot of startups, they tend to create marketplaces. You know, in your case, you're basically creating a little bit of a marketplace. You know, where you have your consumers and your providers. You know, so how did you find the chicken egg issue? Like, how did you get all these providers on? Like, how did you find the first 100 or I know you have 3,500 now.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So as I said, like whenever you do a contest, people like they want to win something, or sometimes they don't want to win something. They just want to be the best at something.
Okay. You want to be recognized.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be the challenge is something, and at the other end, we are trying to solve the issue of the chicken egg issue by also saying that we don't need to have a pool of 3 million people. If we keep the qualified people, and if we make them work, as I said, 10 hours a week, it's already enough to cover 100 campaigns per week.
Gotcha.
So it's already enough.
It's more than enough.
And one of the other thing we are building right now is APIs integration with other marketplace. So we discussed with ODesk guys, for example,
oh, cool.
And ODesk has 3 million really good freelancers on their platform, and they have an API that you can use, and you say, okay, do I have someone in China that know about the coffee industry and that can do my SEO campaign?
Okay.
And if I had my algorithm here on the top of the API call, I can know that I have those 3 guys that can work tomorrow on my campaign, and I don't need to acquire them. Of course, I will have to pay ODesk for that, but paying ODesk for their freelancers is a way to not spend on acquiring new people on the platform. So it's
makes sense. Jeff, did you hear that? API.
Yeah,
Jeff.
API. I was just bells going off for me. I love it so much. Everyone should have an API if they can, I guess. It's just sort of the machine language that all the beautiful web services can use to now connect to each other, right? You start wiring them up. You mentioned all the social services you're tied into that you're drawing and pulling information to curate your audience, which is really helpful.
Exactly. It's like us. We ask the question to ourselves, do we need to build our own analytics system? Mm-hmm. And we look at Google Analytics. 95 or 98% of the websites are using Google Analytics, so there is no need. There is a great API for that. You can make over 50,000 calls a day, and so you don't need to build an API, your own analytics system. So you just use. But I think mashups like this and using APIs from bigger services is a way to build great services and to focus on what is your added value and just to use what others are really good at. So don't need to
absolutely. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. They've already got the wheel over there. Yeah. So Anji, I'm going to go back into this contest thing because this chicken egg problem is a big problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So you decide that you want to find the best SEO guys in the world. You create this awesome contest. How did you get the contest out there? Did you post the contest on all the SEO boards? Like, how did you get the word out for that?
So it is. So you need to find a media partner, or you need to find someone that will have that has a bigger community than you have, or this kind of thing. And whenever they have an interest, so they need to have an interest, maybe sharing the emails or sharing the sponsors, the images, etc. Whenever they have an image, they have an interest into the campaign or into the contest, they will be sharing it to their own network, etc. So I think the more the people the more people you have as sponsors, as partners, the more you can get attention and you can get people signing in.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you very specifically here. So when you launched this contest, you were looking for a couple of dozen of these partners? Is that the first step, is to find these? Were they websites, the website owners as partners? Like, were these companies?
Yeah, we need to, like, whenever we did the campaign for UNICEF, we didn't start it before having a big, what is a big website. So it's in France, but it's a big website that is talking about startups and tech, etc.
Okay.
So whenever we didn't have their agreement that they will be posting at least once a week about the contest, etc., we didn't start the contest. I think it's really important to have media coverage and to have some of the partners. And as it works with API, we are not a PR company, so we need to have people that display for us and that will talk about us, etc. So
very cool. So in France, you got connected with a media company or some site that has a lot of traffic, and said, "Hey, you know, we've got this startup. They're running a contest to find the best SEO guys in the world." So you had some SEO guys enter the contest, and then eventually you're able to get the top percentage of that.
Exactly. And this is exactly what. Yeah, this is exactly what we are doing in the US. So we already have NGO. We already have some partners for prizes, and now we need a media partner. So
I have to tell you, Anji, this whole prize thing is connected to crowdsourcing. In fact, crowdsourcing and prizes and contests are like interlinked. You know, X Prize is a good example where they have an amazing prize for the getting the a plane up into space and back down, and there's the what is the DNA sequencing that was a prize behind that, the genome.
Yeah, exactly. It's so people are interested in winning something. It's like when you're a child, you always want to win. I don't know, anything. And when you're an adult, it's the same thing. But and that's why we have this. And every crowdsourcing marketplace, they usually have these game mechanics where you can win points, and points can make you earn T-shirts, or they can make earn a computer, or I don't know what. And I think this is really important to still have the game in the work.
I want you to tell us more about the stuff that you bumped into along the way and that you learned about the marketplace that you built. So, I mean, crowdsourcing, when you guys started and you had this idea, 2 years ago or 3 years ago when you started,
3 years.
I mean, this is a huge idea. The people doing the other similar ones, and we'll mention some of the things that are contests, but there's a lot of these, kind of websites popping up. But, what were the challenges and the barriers to, let's say, for your co-founder developing the product early on, and you guys have this concept, I mean, how difficult what were the hard parts?
Yeah.
The hardest part of getting the alpha working.
Yeah, I think one of the most difficult thing was that we didn't know the process very well of what we wanted to build. So the process of learning what we want to build. We knew we have to solve this issue, and that's why I said, we interview the agencies, we make our own campaigns by working for our clients manually with no tool at least. And so figuring out, like, putting words on, okay, there is this issue, so this feature will solve this specific issue, and then this feature will be linked to this other feature and this other feature, etc. And the big issue is that you need to figure out wherever this feature is needed, or is just something that will be good to have some days. So we might have started with so much big list of features that we have to decrease and say, okay, we need to keep those 5, 6, 10 key features that are really important for what we want to build. So that was I think the biggest problem. So as it's not like if we were building an app for taking picture, we know that we need to take picture and to share it. There is 2 features. But here we are we re-engineered the whole process of an agency with 3 months experience as interns in an agency, so, which is not enough to understand the whole thing, the whole how publicists or how WPP are working. It's not it's things that have been built in several years. So it's learning what to solve and learning the business was the most difficult part, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially if you're not from the agency world and you're new to all this stuff.
Exactly.
So getting submerged in that business, in that industry, and understanding the problem clearly
Yeah,
helps you understand the solution.
Yeah, understanding the problem and yeah, matching the issue with the features you want to build.
So you're trying to simplify it down and
if you
focus.
see that there is a feature that is somewhere here and there is nothing matching, it means that this feature is not needed, or you are building something that nobody wants. So.
Right.
So tell us real quick, how small was the team? It sounds like you had a pretty good iterative process where you guys were able to identify those things not on the list, cross them off, and move forward. How long did it take you guys, and how big was the team to get that first product done?
So yeah, the first product we were 2 only. So we worked with freelancers at the beginning, but yeah, now we just internalize everything in terms of development. But yeah, the first really alpha product, we were only 2.
And how long would you say it took you of iterating and kind of solving those main problems and understanding the industry?
I think we are still learning about the industry.
Great. Love to hear that, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we came out with a good, or at least something enough in terms of value proposition and services and features. I think 18 months after our first client.
Okay.
So I have a question for you, Anji. So obviously you guys are trying to disrupt the ad agency business, digital marketing, let's say, in the cloud. I know you're in France right now. So I know you said you have an office in San Francisco. Why San Francisco? I mean, you could have been anywhere. Why not New York? Why not? And yeah, tell us the reason for the San Francisco business.
That's a question we have. Actually, we never been to New York for business. I went there when I was 14, so it was really long ago. But yeah, so San Francisco, just because the first time we went there, and it was a total, it was mainly holidays and half business, half holidays. We just went there with my co-founder 2 years ago. Just saying, okay, let's see what is happening in San Francisco. Everybody's talking about the Silicon Valley and
Silicon Valley. Yep.
So we just went there and to see what were happening. And actually, in Europe, and we went in London and of course in Paris, and people didn't understand what was crowdsourcing. But when we were
So now we're talking. So this is what I was going to say. We just say it like it's no big deal because we've been hearing it like constantly for the past few years. But when you guys started, this was like completely uncharted territory.
Exactly. Like the first time we went in San Francisco, it was in 2010, summer 2010, and so nobody knew in Europe. Or I mean, first it's an American word, so it's not something that people use in everyday language. And then they have to figure out how people that are 10,000 on a marketplace will be doing a better job than people that I have hired and I'm paying a lot.
Right.
So so when we went in San Francisco, everybody understood what we were talking about. They were saying, okay, that might be ODesk for marketing, and we say, yeah, that's it.
They got it.
At least it was a thing. Yeah, they got it. The first 10 seconds of pitch. So this was really important. And then we met people that say, okay, you need to come back and check how you can build partnership, how you can learn from the environment, the ecosystem, and now we don't believe that San Francisco is the best place for doing business, but at least it's the best place for us to be inspired and to find our technical partners, etc. So we'll see. Maybe New York will be next step. But for now, San Francisco is great in terms of how the technology is working, how we met great people, how we understand better the technology and how it disrupts industries. Kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, there's no question.
Until these APIs get a little bit better, we still gotta meet in person sometimes, right? Or it's handy to be close to all those companies, right? Because we keep saying that all the partnerships and things kind of happen up there.
Like for example, with ODesk, we had a look at their API before meeting them, but it's by meeting them that we understood how we can use this API for us. There is some part of the human in the business that is.
No question.
That is
no question, man. No question. So did you, at that ODesk meeting, did that happen over email? Then when you were in San Francisco, you met in person, or how did that happen?
Yeah, so I think first time, I don't remember where it was, but yeah, it was in the Silicon Valley. One thing, like one pitch, 2 minutes with the CEO at an event, and then few emails, and then yeah, went back, and now I know him, and yeah, so it's like, yeah, and you can meet people like this. You cannot meet the CEO of ODesk in Paris.
Yeah, it's not going to happen yet. Yeah, it's pretty rare.
And so I had the opportunity to talk with great people, founder of Box or founder of Airbnb, etc. And that people, even if they are not in our direct industry, like talking to people that have built those companies in 5 years, 6 years, companies that will IPO or it's a great way to learn. And
get inspired. No, there's no question. Yeah, it's really inspiring. So speaking of which, are you looking a couple of years down the road for an exit? Like, what do you want to do? You want to make this a big company? What's your future vision on this whole thing?
Yeah, so I think so don't tell them, but our aim is to kill agencies.
All right, so agencies do a lot of creative. Are you going to have creative people also join? People that are illustrators, people that are video? Maybe, okay. All right.
No, it's definitely something we are looking at, integrating more rich media into. So we are basically today it's almost only content. But once you have done content creation, it's really not easy, but it's a next step to add images, to add presentations, to add videos, to add games, to add everything you can imagine.
Next step is to add strategy. The next step is to do the illustration of the video,
exactly.
Yeah, put that to content marketing, put that to the SEO, link building. Yeah.
Exactly. The only limit is to have the people. So whenever you have the people, then building tools for them to be creative and to contribute is not that hard. But yeah, we want first to be good at what we are doing right now. Still providing good traffic, maybe launching a conversion product, covering more and more countries, and why not building a bigger company. So we are not looking at being 2,000, 3,000 employees because we believe in the crowdsourcing model. So we think that today to be a really I will say a really good company, or at least a really powerful and performant company, you can be 50 people and have almost your marketing, your sales, your development, and tons of things being crowdsourced or pro-sourced, and
I love it. I love that pro-sourced. I love that word, man. I love it.
You can check prosourcing.org. Is live. So there is like a small white paper and infographic.
Oh, okay, pro-sourcing. That's very cool. Very cool. Well, I have to say, this has been a great chat, man. So when are you coming back to the States? Are you going to be in France forever? What's the situation?
No. I have to come back because we have to close this fundraising, and investors do not invest when they don't see you, so you need to be really close to them.
Just send them this video. They'll, I mean, a hangout's just about the same thing these days.
Yeah, that would be great. No, I'm just back. Yeah, because we hired one new guy here. I had some meetings here, so yeah, I will be back early June.
Okay, so that brings me up into another point, Jeff. Okay. So what kind of people are you looking for? Are you hiring? What kind of roles are you needing right now?
Right now, mainly people in the US to help us doing business development.
Biz dev, okay.
Because we have a great deal with the French government for all the R&D people. So we'll keep our R&D team in France.
Okay.
That's sure. But yeah, we are looking for marketing and biz dev people in the US that want to help us accelerate all this distribution. Strategic partnership is something, integration to, as I said, CMS, marketing automation software, ad networks, etc.
Okay. Great. Gotcha, guys. So you need some people, basically, you need biz dev guys here in the US to help you maybe set up some relationships with the CMS guys, or maybe with ad agencies, the larger ad agencies, that kind of thing?
Exactly, yeah.
Very cool.
Performance-based.
Performance-based, okay.
Love it. Yeah,
so nobody's sitting around on the couch wondering what to do.
Yeah. That's it.
Exactly. All right, great. So for everyone listening out there, we'll definitely send them to doz.com, doz.com.
Sure.
What else can our audience do to thank you for being on the show today?
Yeah, if they can like support our page on AngelList, angel.co/doz, D-O-Z. Yeah, the more followers we have, the more comments we have, the better chance we have to close our round sooner.
Okay. You know what? That leads me into the kind of final question here. Is how did you end up raising that round? What did it take to get that Series A? Did you have to call a lot of people? Was it a lot of networking through the Airbnb guys or the ODesk guys? Like, how did that hookup happen? Talk to us. Give us the secret. Give us the secret.
No. The thing is that it's not finished at all. So we still have to get commitment. So so it's not finished. So I mean, it's still in process. So we just opened the round 1 month ago, more than a month ago, a month and a half. So we started having commitments. We still need to close the full round, and it's a lot of meetings, repeating over and over the same things, keeping the same vision, and at the same time keeping the business running. Because if at the end, for any reason, we finally do not close, we still need to be on our business rate. We really need to be on the same path, and so it's a lot of meetings, meeting great people that have great feedback, but they not always want to write a check. That's the big issue.
I know. Everybody loves you. Like, oh, this is great, but who's going to write the check? Who's going to write the check?
So you able to manage your time that way? And, like you said, it may not go through, but, it takes a lot of time. How much of a struggle is that? A lot of startups go through this.
It's at least 30% of the time talking, redoing presentation, changing the deck, changing the GitHub summary, answering mails really fast.
Right.
Whenever you have an opportunity to get on a Skype or to get on a call, just like
you got to fly to San Francisco, and even if they don't both pull out their checkbook and write the thing right away, is there some other value? Or is this helping you build the business model? Are you refining the idea, getting advice and feedback that's worth the time alone?
It's a really, really good experience because those people, like especially like VCs, for example, that have experience in SaaS business, because our brands and agency model is more SaaS, or people that have experience in ad networks, etc. Those people give feedback. Even in a 1 hour time, they give the best feedback ever. And they are really open to answer questions. Usually when you write a mail to a VC, if they like you, I think, they will answer you like in the next 5 minutes. And that's really good, because whenever you have a VC saying you are too cheap, you need to increase your rate, or this focus is not good, or your margin are too low, or this kind of thing, it's really helping you thinking about it and why, and he give you more example on other companies that are doing great. So it's even if we end not raising, it's a really good experiment and really good meeting those people that are actually doing the Silicon Valley.
Great. Gotcha. Yeah, that's really valuable to hear the kind of stuff that you can get out of it, even if it's not dollar bills yet.
It's really important. Yeah, I think those people. A basic VC will see maybe 100 companies a year. Will at the end invest in 10. So you can see why he's investing in those 10 and not the other 90. And he can explain why. And so you can try to avoid. So usually, I get burned with the few VCs I met at the beginning, and we know it, like it's like you just crash and you say things that you don't want to say, or you didn't say the right way, and then you get feedback and you improve, and then maybe you raise money, but it's
Gotcha. Sure. Last time we spoke, you said I think you were in Vegas at the time. What do you think about the downtown Vegas internet scene out there? What's your thoughts with all that?
That's crazy, but I love it. I think it's. I wasn't in the Silicon Valley 20 years ago, but I think it's pretty like the same thing. Is that there is everything to build. There is a lot of initiative, not only in the tech scene, but also like for new shops. building the community itself, like art scene, and the community, how it will be living, because Vegas has facilities for over 50 million people. They have big airports, they have everything big, but there is only 2 million people living there, like really living there. And like the guys from the Vegas downtown project are doing great, and it's really exciting meeting startups moving there. It's really great stuff.
That's great to hear.
Very cool.
That's going on over there.
Yeah, you should check it out. I think it's not far.
Yeah, we were talking about it. We're definitely going to go over there and check it out. Just haven't.
No, we're definitely going there. We're going to do a little bit of gambling, a little bit of sitting outside by the pool, a little bit of getting drunk, and then we'll go see some startups.
Go check out Zappos.
Oh, you do the reverse thing.
Exactly. Go back and do it all over again.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So if people want to get a hold of you, Anji, or what's a good general email to get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so anji@doz.com. It's my direct email address. I'm not full of spam right now, so it's okay. I can answer mails.
Okay, awesome. Very cool. Well, thanks for being on the show, Anji. It's been really great. Jeff,
you want to add? Appreciate your time. We learned a lot as always.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time, and long life to your show.